The phone wasn't mine. That's the first thing I need to say, because for a few seconds, I actually thought it was. I checked into the hotel at 11:42 p.m. Late flight. Long delay. I was exhausted. The place looked normal, not fancy. Not cheap either. Just one of those business hotels you forget about the moment you leave. I remember the receptionist barely looking at me. She handed me the key card without a word. Room 614. 6th floor. End of the hallway. I got to the room at exactly 11:58. I remember checking the time because I had an early meeting. I needed sleep. Nothing else. The room looked clean. Standard. Setup. Dead. Desk. TV. Bathroom on the right. Everything where it should be, but something felt off. I couldn't explain it. Not fear. Just that quiet feeling like something wasn't right. I told myself it was just the travel jet lag. You know how your brain starts playing tricks on you. So I did what everyone does. I dropped my bag, kicked off my shoes, plugged in my phone. That's when I heard it. A vibration. Short. Sharp. From somewhere in the room. At first, I thought it was mine. I reached for my phone, but it was already in my hand. Screen off. No notifications. The vibration happened again, longer this time, and it wasn't coming from me. I froze for a second, just listening, trying to locate it. Then it stopped. Complete silence. I actually laughed. Quietly. Because it felt stupid, like I was overreacting. Probably the TV remote. I thought. Or something in the wall. Old buildings make noise. I ignored it. Went to the bathroom. Washed my face. Looked at myself in the mirror. I looked tired. Normal. Everything normal. When I came back into the room, that's when I saw it. A faint light near the nightstand. Low to the ground. Almost hidden. I stepped closer. Slowly. And that's when I realized it wasn't coming from any device I brought with me. There was a phone. Not on the table, not on the bed. Half hidden behind the nightstand. Screen facing the wall, and it was still on. That's when I realized something was wrong. I didn't touch it right away. I just stood there looking at it. It didn't make sense. Why would there be a phone hidden behind the nightstand? Not dropped. Not forgotten in plain sight. Hidden. I crouched down slowly. The screen was dim, but still on. No lock screen. No notifications. Just a faint glow. I reached toward it, then stopped. Something about it felt wrong, like I wasn't supposed to see it. At first, I thought it was nothing. Maybe housekeeping missed it. Maybe the last guest dropped it. But then I noticed something. The charging cable. It was plugged in. Not loosely. Not halfway. Fully connected. Carefully placed. And the cable wasn't mine. It was already there. Running behind the nightstand. Hidden. That single quotes S when my stomach dropped. This wasn't something someone forgot. This was placed there on purpose. I finally picked up the phone. It was warm, like it had been used recently. I turned it around. The screen lit up fully. No PASSCODE. No lock. Just straight into the home screen. No apps on the main page. None. Just a black wallpaper and one single icon. Videos, that was it. I stared at it for a few seconds. Then I tapped it. The folder opened instantly. There were dozens of files. All with the same format. Dates. Times. Some from earlier that day. Some from yesterday. Some going back weeks. My chest started to feel tight. I tapped the most recent one. The video started playing. Immediately. No sound at first. Just a still frame. It took me a second to understand what I was looking at. Then it hit me. It was this room. My room. Same bed. Same desk. Same angle. The camera wasn't moving. It was fixed. Watching. Then the audio kicked in. Soft. Almost silent. Breathing. And then the door opened. I watched myself walk in, exactly how I did. Same movements. Same time. Dropping my bag, taking off my shoes, plugging in my phone. I felt my hands go cold because this video was recorded tonight. From inside the room, and I never saw any camera. I stopped the video. Immediately. My hand was shaking. I looked around the room. Slowly. Carefully. Same walls. Same furniture. Nothing out of place. But now I wasn't just looking. I was searching. Where would you even hide a camera? Smoke detector? Too obvious. TV? Maybe. Behind a mirror? Possible. But the angle in the video, it was low, slightly tilted upward. Not ceiling height. Not eye level. Somewhere closer to the floor. I crouched again, near the nightstand. That's when I noticed it. A small black dot. At first, I thought it was just a screw or a mark, but it was perfectly round, perfectly centered, and it didn't match anything else on the furniture. I leaned closer. There was a tiny glass reflection. My heart dropped. That was it. That was the camera, hidden in the side panel of the nightstand. Pointed directly at the bed. I stood up fast. Too fast. Almost hit my head. Suddenly, the room felt different. Smaller. Like I wasn't alone anymore. I grabbed the phone. Again. My first instinct was simple. Leave. But I didn't move, because I needed to know one thing. How long had this been happening? I scrolled through the videos. Dozens. Different people. Different nights. Same room. Same angle. Some were just people sleeping. Some talking on the phone. Some just staring into the dark. But one video caught my attention. The file name was different. Not a date. Just one word. Don't. I hesitated. Then I tapped it. The video opened. At first, it looked normal. A man sitting on the bed. middle dash aged business clothes. He looked tired. Like me, he was talking on his phone. I couldn't hear what he was saying. Then he stopped mid-sentence. Just froze slowly. He turned his head not toward the door, not toward the window, directly toward the knit stand. Directly at the camera. He stood up slowly walked closer, and then he crouched exactly where I was standing earlier. He looked straight into the lens and whispered something. This time, the audio was clear. Don't touch the phone. The video cut to black. I felt my chest tighten because I was still holding it, and at that exact moment, the phone vibrated in my hand. Incoming call no number just one word. Unknown asterisk I. Didn't answer. I just stared at the screen. The phone kept vibrating slow steady like it wasn't in a hurry, like it knew I wasn't going anywhere. The word unknown didn't change. No number. No ID. Just that. I looked toward the door, still closed. The room was completely silent. Except for the vibration in my hand. I should have left. I know that now. Something stopped me. Because if someone was calling that phone, they knew it was there, which meant they knew about the camera, and maybe they knew about me. The phone stopped. Silence again. I didn't move. Then it rang again, this time louder. The screen lit up, brighter. Still unknown. But something changed. There was a timer now. 001002003. It was already counting. Like the call had been connected. Before I even answered. My throat went dry. Slowly lifted the phone closer to my ear. I didn't press anything. I just listened. At first, nothing. Then breathing. Soft. Close. Not through the speaker. It sounded like it was in the room. I turned around. Fast. Nothing. Just the same empty space. But the breathing continued. Then a voice. Low. Calm. Don't turn around. I froze. Too late, because I already had. The voice continued. You weren't supposed to find it this early. My heart started pounding. I forced myself to speak. Who is this? A pause. Then you already know. I didn't, or maybe I didn't want to. Where are you? I asked. Silence. Then a quiet sound. A click from somewhere behind me. Not from the phone. From the room. Slowly, I turned my head toward the knit stand. The same place. The camera. And that's when I saw it. The black dot moved. Just slightly, like something inside it adjusted. Focused. On me. I dropped the phone. Not on purpose. My hand just let go. It hit the floor. Screen still on. Call still active. The voice didn't stop. Pick it up. I didn't move. Pick it up. Same tone. Calm. Controlled. Like this wasn't new. Like they had done this before. I slowly bent down. Picked up the phone again. My fingers felt numb. I said, don't turn around. The voice continued. I already did. I said. Silence. Then a quiet exhale. I know. Something about that made it worse, because it didn't sound surprised. It sounded expected. I forced myself to think. This had to be someone in the building. Maintenance. Security. Someone with access. This isn't funny. I said. No response. I'm calling the police. Another pause. Then you won't. I swallowed. Why? The answer came immediately. Because you haven't left the room yet. That hit harder than anything, because it was true. I was still there. Still standing in the same spot, still holding the phone. Go ahead, the voice said. Open the door. I looked at it. The handle. Just a few steps away. Do it, the voice whispered. I moved. Slowly. Step by step, the floor creaked under my weight. My hand reached the handle. Cold. I hesitated. Open it. I turned it. The door unlocked with a soft click. I pulled it open. The hallway was empty. Completely silent. Too quiet. No footsteps. No voices. Nothing. Double quotes. See? The voice said. No one. I stepped 1 foot into the hallway, still holding the phone to my ear. Then I noticed something on the carpet. Right outside my door. Marked. Dark. Faint. Like something had been dragged. From the hallway into my room. Slowly. Recently. I stepped back, closed the door, locked it. My heart was racing now. What is this? I asked. This time the voice didn't answer right away. When it did, it sounded different. Closer. Much closer. Check the bathroom. I turned my head. Slowly. The bathroom door was slightly open. I was sure it was closed before. I was sure. The light inside was off. Complete darkness. And from inside, I heard something, a soft movement. I didn't move. My eyes stayed fixed on the bathroom door. It was barely open. Just a few centimeters. Dark. Inside. No light. But something was there. I could feel it. The voice on the phone didn't speak. It didn't need to. I took a step forward. Slow. Careful. The floor didn't make a sound this time. I got closer. Closer. Until I was right in front of the door. I could hear it. Now. Breathing. Not from the phone. From inside the bathroom. I stopped. Every instinct told me to leave. Right now. Open the door. Run. But I didn't. Because I needed to know. I slowly pushed the door. It creaked. Just a little. The gap widened. Still dark. I reached for the light. Switched. My fingers hovered over it. Then the voice whispered. Don't. I froze. Why? I asked. No answer. Just silence. And that breathing. Closer now. Right behind the door. I ignored it. And flipped the switch. The light turned on. Instantly. Empty. The bathroom was empty. Sink. Mirror. Shower. Everything normal. No one inside. The breathing stopped completely. Stepped in. checked behind the shower curtain. Nothing. I looked back at the mirror. My reflection stared back at me. Pale. Tired. Shaking. Then dash. The phone in my hand buzzed again. I lifted it slowly. Still the same call. Still connected. The voice returned. You shouldn't have done that. What? I said. Turn on the light. I felt something shift in the room. Subtle. But real. Like the air got heavier. Like something changed. I looked back at the mirror, and that's when I saw a behind me. Just for a second. A shape. Standing in the doorway. Not clear. Not detailed. Just there. I spun around. Nothing. The doorway was empty again. The bedroom beyond it looked the same. But I knew what I saw. Or at least I thought I did. I turned back to the mirror. Slowly. Carefully. My reflection was still there. But something was wrong. My reflection wasn't holding the phone. I froze. I didn't breathe. I didn't blink. I just stared at the mirror. My reflection was standing still, hands down. Empty. But in reality, I was holding the phone right next to my face. I slowly lowered my hand. The phone dropped to my side. In the mirror. Nothing changed. My reflection still wasn't holding anything. A delay? No. It wasn't lag. It was wrong. I moved my arm. Slow. Controlled. In the mirror. It followed. Perfectly. Except for one thing. No phone. My throat tightened. This isn't possible. I whispered. The voice on the phone answered. It is now. I looked down. The phone was still in my hand. Real. Heavy. Warm. I raised it again. In the mirror. Nothing. Just my hand. Empty. I stepped closer to the mirror. Closer. Until my face was inches away. I could see every detail, every small movement, but something was missing. Something was out of sync. Then I noticed it. My reflection was breathing slower than me. Just slightly out of rhythm. I held my breath. In the mirror. It didn't. It kept breathing. Slow. Calm. Like it wasn't reacting to anything. Like it wasn't me. My chest tightened. I stepped back, and that's when it happened. My reflection smiled. I didn't. I swear I didn't. But it did. Just a little, a small, controlled smile, like it knew something, like it was waiting. I stumbled back. Hit the wall behind me. The phone slipped from my hand again. This time, it landed screen up. Still on the call. The voice returned. You're starting to see it now. See what? I said. No answer. Just that same calm breathing. Looked back at the mirror. My reflection was normal again. No smile. No difference. Like nothing happened. But I knew something had crossed a line. Something had changed. And I couldn't go back. Then the voice said something that made everything worse. Check the last video. I didn't want to, but I did. I picked up the phone, opened the folder. Again, scrolled to the bottom. There was a new file, not there before. TIMESTAMP:2. Minutes ago. My hands started shaking. I tapped it. The video opened. It showed the bathroom. From the same hidden angle. Me. Standing in front of the mirror, holding the phone, exactly like I was. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was there was someone else in the frame, standing behind me. Close. Too close, and slowly leaning toward my ear. I dropped the phone again. Hard. It hit the tile and slid across the floor. I didn't care, because I already saw enough. There was someone behind me. In the video. Close. Too close, and I hadn't felt anything. No movement. No breath. No sound. I slowly turned around. Nothing. The bathroom was empty. The doorway was empty. The room was exactly the same, but my heart wouldn't slow down because the video didn't lie. I forced myself to move, picked up the phone. My fingers were shaking now. I played the video again. This time, I watched more carefully, frame by frame. The figure behind me wasn't fully visible, just a shape, darker than the room, blending into the shadows. But the head, that part was clear, tilted slightly, watching me, studying me. And then it moved, not fast. Slow. Leaning closer to my ear. And in the video, my body reacted. Just slightly, like I felt something, but I didn't remember that. Didn't feel anything. I didn't hear anything. But in the video, I turned my head just a little, like I was listening. My stomach dropped, because I wasn't aware of that. Not at all. I paused the video, zoomed in. The figure's face was still unclear, but there was one detail, one thing I couldn't ignore. Its eyes. They were open. Wide. And fixed directly on the camera. Not on me. On the camera. Like it knew it was being recorded. Like it wanted to be seen. The phone buzzed again. Still the same call. Still connected. The voice came back. You're not alone in there. I didn't answer because I already knew. You just can't see it yet. My chest tightened. What do you want? I said. A pause. Then to see how long it takes. For what? Another pause. Then the answer. Until you stop being you. My vision blurred for a second. What does that mean? No answer. Just breathing. Then a sound. Not from the phone. From the room. Behind me. A soft step on the carpet. I turned. Slowly. And this time, I saw it. Not fully. Not clearly. But enough. A shape standing near the bed, watching me. And then it moved toward me. One slow step. I should have walked away. That's the only thing I'm sure about. I should have turned around, left the building. Smashed my phone. Done anything else. But I didn't, because at that point, it wasn't curiosity anymore. It felt like something was pulling me forward. I opened the door. Unlocked. No resistance. that the room looked exactly the same. Same layout, same furniture. Same silence. And there it was, the faint light. Low. Behind the knit stand, already on. Waiting. Stepped inside, closed the door behind me. I don't remember deciding to do that. It just happened. My phone buzzed once more. No message this time. Just a vibration. Then silence. I walked toward the knit stand. Slow. I already knew what I would find. I crouched. Reached behind it and pulled it out. The phone. Same weight. Same warmth. Already unlocked, already open. One folder, videos. I didn't hesitate this time. I opened it. There was only one file. No date. No time. Just one word. Start. My chest tightened. Because I knew what that meant, I tapped it. The video began. Black screen, then a door. Opening. A man walking in, carrying a bag. Tired. Familiar. It took me a second. Then I realized. It was me. Not from before. From now. From this exact moment. The same movements. The same steps. Walking into the room. Closing the door. Everything matching perfectly, like it was happening live. But it wasn't delayed. It was ahead. A few seconds ahead. I watched myself walk toward the knit stand. On the screen. Before I actually moved. My body froze because I understood. This wasn't a recording. This was prediction. Or something worse. On the screen. I reached for the phone, but in reality, I hadn't moved yet. Not yet. Then on the screen, something appeared behind me. Same shape. Same presence. Closer than before, standing right behind my back. Leaning in, like it always did. But this time, it didn't stop on the screen. It reached forward. Its hand moved past my shoulder, toward my face, and slowly covered my eyes. Everything went dark. The video ended. I dropped the phone. My breathing stopped. Because in that exact moment, I felt it. A hand. Cold. Pressing gently over my eyes from behind. And just before everything went black, I heard it whisper, "Now it's your turn to watch." I don't know how much time passed. Seconds. Minutes. Maybe longer. When I opened my eyes, I wasn't in the room anymore. At least, it didn't feel like it. Everything looked the same. But something was different. Too quiet. Too still. Like the room had no weight. No air. No sound. I looked around. Bed. Desk. TV. Bathroom. All there. Exactly the same. But empty in a way I can't explain. I walked to the door, opened it. The hallway was identical. Same lights. Same carpet. Same silence. But there was no movement. No people. No sound. I walked down the hallway. Every door was closed. Every room number the same. Again. And again. Every door the same number. I stopped, turned around. The hallway behind me was longer now, stretching further than it should, like it didn't end. That's when I heard it, a vibration. Close. Familiar. I looked down. In my hand. The phone. I didn't remember picking it up. But it was there. already on, already open. Videos, one file. Watch. My hands didn't shake anymore. I felt calm, too calm. I opened it. The video started. A room, different one. This time, new layout, new place, and then a door opened, someone walked in, tired, carrying a bag. Looking around, confused, I watched closely, studying every detail, every movement, because now I understood my role. I wasn't the one being watched anymore. I was the one watching, and just before the video ended, the person stopped, turned slightly, like they felt something, like they knew, and for a brief moment they looked directly at me, through the screen. That's when I realized something worse. They weren't seeing the camera, they were seeing me. Asterisk, I watched them freeze, just like I did, same pause, same confusion. That exact moment when something feels wrong, but you can't explain why. I leaned closer to the screen, studying their face, trying to see the moment it starts, the shift, the realization, because now I knew. That moment matters. That's where it begins. The person in the video moved again, slowly, they looked around the room, checked the corners, listened, exactly like I did. Then they heard it, the vibration. I didn't even need to guess. I already knew where it was, behind the knit stand, always the same place, always waiting. I watched them walk toward it, step by step, careful, curious, unaware, I whispered without thinking. Don't. But they couldn't hear me, or maybe they did, because for a second they hesitated, just like I did. Then they crouched, reached behind the knit stand, and pulled out the phone. My grip tightened, because I knew what came next. I knew every step, every movement, every mistake. They turned the phone on, opened the folder, videos, and there it was, their first file, their first moment, their first look at themselves, from the outside, from below, from the hidden angle. They froze, just like I did, and that's when I understood something. I wasn't just watching. I was part of the process, part of the system, part of whatever this was, because the phone in my hand, VIBRATED, a new option appeared, something I hadn't seen before. Below the video, a single button, call. My chest tightened. I didn't want to press it. I knew what it meant, but at the same time, I knew it had to be done, because that's how it continues. That's how it moves forward, from one person to the next. I stared at the screen, at them, standing there, confused, alone, exactly like I was, and for a second, I remembered what it felt like, the fear, the uncertainty, the moment before everything breaks, my finger hovered over the button. I hesitated, just once. Then I pressed it. The phone started ringing on their end. I watched them look down, saw the screen light up. Unknown. They didn't answer, not at first, but I knew they would. They always do, because they need answers, just like I did. I lifted the phone to my ear, listened, heard the connection click, and then I spoke calm, controlled, the same way it was spoken to me. You shouldn't have found it this early. I didn't think. I moved fast out of the bathroom into the room, past the bed, straight to the door. My hand grabbed the handle, turned it. Nothing. Locked. I twisted it again. Harder. Still nothing. I was sure I unlocked it. I was sure. Behind me. Another step. Slow. Heavy. Closer. I didn't turn around. I didn't want to see it again. Open. I whispered. The handle didn't move. The phone buzzed again in my hand. The voice spoke. You can't leave yet. Why? I snapped. No answer. Just breathing. Closer now. Not from the phone. From behind me. Right behind me. I felt it this time. A presence. Cold. Close to my back. I turned. Fast. Nothing. The room looked empty again. The sheets were different, slightly wrinkled, like someone had just sat there, or stood there. I stepped back slowly. My eyes scanning everything. Then I noticed something else. The mirror. From the bathroom. I could still see it from here. And my reflection inside it. Standing in the doorway. But something was wrong. Again. My reflection wasn't facing the same direction. I was looking at the room, but in the mirror, I was looking at the bed. At something behind me. I didn't move, but my reflection did. It took a step forward. Into the bathroom. Without me. My heart stopped. That's not me, I whispered. The voice answered. Not anymore. I backed away from the mirror. Shaking. Trying to understand. What is happening? Silence. Then you found the phone. So now it knows you're aware. What knows? No answer. Just that same breathing. Then the TV turned on. By itself. Loud. Static. White noise filling the room. I turned toward it. The screen flickered, then changed. A video. Live. The same camera angle. The same room. Me. Standing there. Holding the phone. But behind me, the figure was no longer hidden. It was clear now. Standing directly behind me. Close. Its face almost touching mine. And slowly it leaned in, like it was about to whisper something. Asterisk. I didn't turn around. I couldn't, because the TV showed everything. Clear. Closer than I ever wanted. The figure behind me wasn't a shadow anymore. It had a face, but something was wrong with it. Not distorted, not damaged. Just too still. Too calm, like it wasn't reacting to anything, like it wasn't alive, but it was there, right behind me, almost touching me. I could see its eyes. Wide, open. Focused. Not on me, on the screen. Watching itself, watching me. At the same time, I felt something brush my shoulder. Light. Barely. There, I froze. The TV image didn't glitch, didn't cut. It stayed steady. And I saw it happen. The figure's hand slowly lifted. And rested on my shoulder, exactly where I felt it. My breath stopped. I didn't move, because if I moved, that meant it was real. And I wasn't ready for that. The voice on the phone spoke again. Soft, almost calm. Now it's learning you. What? I whispered. No answer. Only breathing. Then the TV image changed. Not suddenly. Slowly. Like a transition. The angle shifted. Closer. Now. Focused on my face and the figure behind me. Its head tilted slightly. Studying me. And then it smiled. The same smile I saw in the mirror. Controlled. Intentional. Wrong. My chest tightened because I understood something. That smile was mine, or it was becoming mine. The phone vibrated again. The voice spoke one last time. Don't fall asleep. Why? I asked. A pause. Then, because it already did. The TV flickered for just a second, and in that moment, the figure was gone, completely gone. The room behind me, empty. I turned around. Nothing. No one. No movement. Just silence. The phone went dead. Call ended. I stood there. Alone. Or at least, that's what it felt like. I grabbed my bag, opened the door. This time, it unlocked. I walked out. Didn't look back. Not once. I left the hotel that night. Never returned. I didn't report it. I didn't tell anyone. Because I couldn't explain it. Not in a way that made sense. But here's the part that still doesn't leave me. 3 days later, I checked my phone. My real phone. There was a new video. I never recorded it. Never saw it before. No timestamp. No file name. Just a video. I opened it, and it showed a room. Different hotel. Different layout. Different city. But the same angle. Low. Hidden. Watching. The bed. And then someone walked in, carrying a bag. Tired. Alone. Just like I was. And when he stepped closer, I realized something. The phone on the knit stand was already there, and it was on. I closed the video. Immediately. Like that would somehow stop it. Like closing it meant it wasn't real, but it was already there. On my phone, a file I never recorded. A room I had never seen. And yet, it felt familiar. Too familiar. I didn't sleep that night. Or the next. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the same angle. Low. Hidden. Watching. Waiting. I checked my phone again in the morning. The video was still there. Nothing changed. No new files. No notifications. Just that one video. I tried to delete it. Pressed and held. No option. No menu. Nothing. Like it didn't belong to the system. Like it wasn't supposed to be removed. I restarted my phone. Still there? I turned off WI-feed. Still there. Airplane mode. Still there. That's when I realized something worse. This wasn't being sent to me. It was already inside. I watched it again. Forced myself this time. The man in the video moved exactly like I had. Dropped his bag, looked around, paused for a second. That same feeling that something wasn't right. Then he heard it. A vibration. He reached for his pocket. Checked his phone. Nothing. Then it happened. Again, longer, stronger, from somewhere in the room. I felt my chest tighten because I knew what came next. He turned slowly toward the knit stand, toward the exact same spot. And just like me, he saw the light low, hidden, I stopped the video. I couldn't watch the rest because I already knew, or at least I thought I did. That's when my phone buzzed, not the hidden one, my real one. A notification. Unknown. App, no icon, no name, just a message. Watch. I didn't touch it. I just stared, then the video opened by itself, same file, continuing, the man in the room was now holding the phone. The hidden one, exactly like I did. He SCROLED, found the videos, paused, then looked up directly at the camera, just like the man before him, My hand started shaking again, because I knew what he was about to say. I knew, and I didn't want to hear it again. But he said it anyway. Don't touch the phone. The video didn't cut this time, it kept going. He stood up, slowly, turned toward the bathroom, and then he stopped, mid-step, just froze, like something changed, like he felt something, then dashed very slowly. He turned his head, not toward the door, not toward the mirror, but toward something behind him, something not in the frame. His face changed, not fear, recognition, like he understood something, like he realized too late. Then he smiled, the same smile, the exact same one, controlled, wrong, and then he said something new, something I had never heard before. You're next. The video ended, my screen went black, and for the first time, I realized something I couldn't ignore. This wasn't random. This wasn't just happening. It was moving, from room to room, from person to person, and now it had my number. Asterisk, I didn't open another video. I didn't check the app again. I didn't even touch my phone for the next hour. I just sat there, trying to understand one thing. How does something like this move? From one room to another, from one person to another, without being seen, without being stopped. My phone buzzed again. I ignored it, then again, and again. 3 times in a row, I looked at the screen, same unknown app. Same blank icon, just one word, continue. I felt my stomach twist, because now it wasn't just showing me something, it was waiting for me. I didn't press it, I stood up, grabbed my jacket. I needed to get out of the apartment, out of the city, away from anything connected to that room. That phone I left without turning off the lights, didn't lock the door properly, didn't care. I just needed distance, fresh air, something normal. But even outside, it didn't feel normal, every reflection in the glass, every shadow, every movement in the corner of my eye felt wrong, like something was slightly delayed, slightly off. I walked faster, took turns without thinking, just trying to lose the feeling. Then my phone buzzed again, this time louder, longer. I stopped, Took a breath and looked. One new message, different this time. Look up. I didn't want to. I knew I shouldn't. But I did. Slowly above me. A hotel sign. Bright. Flickering slightly. I hadn't noticed it before. I checked the name. Different hotel. Different street. Different place. But something about it felt too familiar, like I had seen it before. Without realizing, my chest tightened. I looked at my phone again. Another message. Room 614. My heart dropped, because that wasn't possible. Not here. Not this hotel. I stepped closer, toward the entrance. I needed to see. Just to confirm, just to prove to myself that it was nothing. I walked inside. Same smell. Same silence. Same empty feeling. The receptionist didn't look up, didn't speak. Just like before, I didn't ask for a room. I just looked at the elevator. It was already open. Waiting. I stepped in, pressed the button. The doors closed. The ride felt longer than it should. Too quiet. No sound. No movement. Just that slow feeling of going up. Then a soft ding. The doors opened. 6th floor. Empty hallway. End of the corridor. A door. Exactly the same number. I stood there. Not moving. Not thinking. Just staring. Then my phone buzzed one last time. A final message. Now you understand. I looked at the door. My hand slowly reached for the handle. And that's when I noticed something. The light. Low. Faint. From inside the room. Near the floor. Almost hidden. Already there. Waiting. Asked